Welcome to the Big Picture Manatee. It's 2026. Can't believe it. So excited to see both of you. Happy New Year. And it's almost first month over. However, we did take a little time off, which I think we both needed. You both needed, I needed, and now we're ready to go because there are things happening. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to all the viewers to the Big Picture Manatee. This is our 57th episode. That's pretty amazing, right? And it's still so much more to come. We have great sessions planned for the next couple months. And then as things happen, as always, we love to hear from folks if you want us to delve in deeper into something, or we have some things that are coming up that are going to take more than one show. So, welcome everyone. We're here to educate, engage, and inform Manatee County citizens. So, I just want to say hi to both Reggie and Misty. How are you doing?
Hey, how's everyone doing? So, 2026 came in with a bang with me, and so, some good and some great, some good and some great things that have taken place, and as well as some challenges. But we got through the MLK weekend from the Palmetto Youth Center, and
Mhm.
it was so exciting. And I am so thankful that we got through the Palmetto Youth Center's MLK parade before the cold came, because
That's
it was
right.
cold.
Yeah.
It was cold on that Sunday, so I am excited about that as we continue to do things. And here we are. Here we
Yeah.
are on number
Yeah.
57. What do you think about it, Misty?
So great to see you guys. Happy New Year. I can't believe it's 2026. Yes, it's off to a really explosive start, and I think it's just going to get more intense. I've been really busy. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. We've been planning and then celebrating our son's wedding. We learned that we're going to be grandparents in a few months for the first time.
Yeah.
So, a lot of family excitement going on. But I'm so happy to be here with you guys and focused on what's happening in our community.
Awesome. Such exciting news. Well, you guys have been working hard. This 2026 also becomes an election year. Can you believe it? And we know what we had decided to do was to say very hyper local, keeping up with candidates here. So today we're going to share the candidates that have started and opened their campaigns. And remember, everybody, it changes. So people get in up until certain dates, 1st of June or so. So we'll always update you monthly on who's still in the race, who's already filed, who's maybe withdrawn, those kinds of things. So we will be keeping you up to date through the qualifying periods, through the primaries, and then into the November election. So, Misty, help us out. What's going on in some of these areas?
Well, let's talk about the county commission races. So we have District 2, 4, and 6 up this year, right? So in District 2, the incumbent is Amanda Ballard. She has filed. She is running again. Look, Amanda's very smart. I've known her for a while. She's an attorney. She has announced publicly, I think you guys have heard, that she's not going to use a consultant because she was really tied in with Pedicini last race. And, Pedicini, he kind of fell from grace because all of his candidates lost. And, finally, the corrupt approach that they were taking just didn't fare very well with the voters. So she's announced she's not going to use a consultant. And I say, I don't know. I think every person running a campaign should have a consultant, just not a bad one. Um, really important to me, though, is who are you answering to, and are you following your own values to represent the constituents that you have the authority and responsibility to represent? That's what I'll be looking for to hear from her. I hope I hear that, but we'll see. We also have Shavonda Griffin. She is a new name to me. She's an NPA, filed as an NPA, no party affiliate. She's a local girl, high school graduate from Palmetto. She's also done a lot of work with the at-risk youth population. She's a minister, so certainly a very interesting background. We'll see if she qualifies, because remember, it's so early. Like you have to be able to assemble the money to qualify in June to actually be on the ballot, and it takes a lot of money. Joe Morris also filed another NPA. Now, what I fear with these NPA candidates is if they do qualify, what happens then usually an NPA has not won a local election in a county commission race, at least that I can remember. And we are such a red county that that usually just dilutes the vote at the general. So I do kind of wish everybody would play by the rules that we know have been established. Like if you're not filing as a Republican or a Democrat, you're probably not going to win. But hey, that could change, right? So maybe you have to go with what your heart says rather than strategically trying to win. Um, can I talk about District 4 for a second? Because that's the district I used to represent. Mike Ron is the incumbent. He has not filed to run yet. Maybe he will. I don't know. Who knows? But Glenn Gibolina, we all know that name. He has filed. And look, while I don't always agree with Glenn Gibolina and never have, I will tell you, I love his enthusiasm. And his intentions and his heart seem to be in the right place. So I say, hey, good luck to you, Glenn. We'll see who comes along that I'm sure there will be others who file for District 4. What about
Mhm.
District 6, Reggie? What do you know?
Well, here we go. I mean, I'm not necessarily familiar, but I can tell you what, it's loaded and there's a lot out there. The thing that's a question is, that's not been cleared up is that the current District 6 commissioner, has not filed, and I can't confirm or deny. That's up to him and his people whether or not he plans on running. But what's very interesting, it's loaded. It is very, very, very loaded, and there are a lot of questions about what's next for District 6. Not necessarily familiar with a lot of the candidates. Some of them are local, but some of them have some national attention for some other things that either are agreeable or non-agreeable. But I just think the season of being election year is going to, probably in March, in April, it's going to heat up a little bit. And like you said, Misty, you want to know your values, the things that you believe in, but more important, who's talking to you and influencing you and giving that support. And that's whether it's in 2, 4, or 6, to be honest. And the reality for me, I'm familiar with, a little bit of all those districts, being a former District 2 county commissioner and, being defeated by Commissioner Amanda Ballard. It gives me some thought. I do want to say hats off to the energy, for the individuals that don't have, the necessary, maybe the experience or the horsepower, but they have the desire and the passion to have a voice to assure that they can find a way to make a difference. And I mean, of course, we know Glenn. We know Glenn, and my hat's off for all the work that Glenn has ever done. That's going to be a race that we're going to watch, but one that's going to probably create a little bit more, eyes and clear understanding is probably District 6, and we'll probably get in that a little bit later.
Now, Reggie, I know that it's a flooded field, but can you tell us the guy known as the podium guy? Can you talk about him? Do you know anything about him? All I know is NASCAR with him with the podium.
Hey, so Adam Johnson is referred to as the podium guy. And a new thing is, he's considered as a J6er. And only thing I know is that he was a participant on J6 on January 6th. And Misty, I remember when we were sitting and you were saying that the Capitol is being taken over or being stormed. And this individual right here has gotten some attention out of that, right? So I do know, I think he has the desire, he want to serve a little bit locally now. So that's going to be interesting. What's next with, and he has a name. He's also referred to as the podium guy in his filing name. So there's a lot of information out there about him, though.
Wow. Well, okay, we said we're going to keep updating everybody on this. So stay tuned for more about District 6, especially. I get a chance to talk a little bit about the school board here. And just remind everybody there's no party affiliate for the school board members. So they run. And so we've got District 2 of the school board, which has some candidates there. And Cindy Spray is the incumbent. She's filed to maintain that District 2 seat on the school board. And she's in a first term right now. So she hasn't been a long time. But two others that have filed in there are James T. Golden. He's definitely had his experience in the school board, been a representative that was elected several times. So he's filed to be back at it. And then there's a new name in here. I honestly don't know this person yet either. JT Church White. Not really familiar with them, but we'll learn more, and as we go along, we'll talk more about that. In District 4 of the school board, the only person so far that's filed is the current incumbent, Chad Choate. And so he also is in his first full term, I think, currently. So this is him filing to stay on the school board and has been the chair and so has experience there leading that. Last, there's also a District 5 position in the school board. And they got a couple candidates for that. Well, excuse me, one candidate, really. There were two. One person's already withdrawn, so you don't know why that is. But anyway, the current one that's still active is Jonathan Mullins, and he's got a little bit of money already in his campaign, about close to $4,700. So you always, that's another thing as a citizen that you look at is their financial reports, who's contributed to them. You can do that right on the Supervisor of Elections website. You can go in and see the quarterly reports that are filed. You can see who's given them money, what corporations, organizations, or individuals. And as we continue to report about this through the qualifying period in June, it'll be interesting to watch that, sort of war chest grow for these folks. So that kind of, there's some things that you need to read into that. Nancy Saunders had filed, but since has withdrawn. So those are your school board candidates. And again, significantly important to watch any sizable donations, to watch who's supporting them. It's really early, but one of the Big Picture Manatee's goals is to continue to keep you updated. These are very important subjects that sometimes get forgotten until the primaries heat up. And so we want you to be very well aware and have an opportunity to meet folks. So thanks so much for that. Misty, how are you feeling about the folks that we just mentioned?
Yeah, so I really don't know a lot about the school district candidates yet. I look forward, though, to learning about them and, why is it important? I remember when I ran for school board, people used to say, well, I don't have any kids, so I really don't care. And I used to say, but you want to live in an educated community, right?
Mm,
Like, and I think I use the example when you're at Walgreens and someone's making change for your prescription that you purchased, you want to get the right amount of money back. So it's as basic as that. Um, I like that you said, watch the donations. That the money shows strength, right? That's why candidates like to get their donations up early because it might chase away people who are even considering running. And look, money is hard to beat. You can beat money, and we saw that in the last election.
right.
takes boots on the ground and the electorate being educated. So, and that means boots on the ground. You can do it. And but money is very, very powerful. I don't know. What do you think, Reggie?
Hey, hey, you know what Steve Johnson always say? Tell us the problem, and then money is going to be the answer. So in any type of election, the money is definitely going to be interested on where it's coming from and who's having influence. But I do think some of this will be grassroots dollars as well, which will be very, very important in the school board race. You know, to me, I'm familiar with pretty much. You know, I have known Pastor Golden. There's a lot of experience there, and he's connected in the community, and like they say, he's been there, done that. He really has. And then the incumbent, Cindy Spray, I've been able to build a relationship with her, you know, great. But just to get to the last candidate, JT Church White, his name is Justin. His name is Justin White. And I've known him and his family. And I watched his interview on Truth Be Told. And I've spoken with him personally as well. He is a family friend. My mom and his mom grew up together. They babysitted me, all that type of stuff. And one thing that was said in his interview on Truth Be Told is, you know, he is District 2. And one thing that I can, and I'm not going with one side or the other, but for him to be someone that has come up in the school district, has worked in the school district, and has impacted youth lives in the school district, and now to want to give back on this level right here, it brings a different type of characteristic to the in the candidacy. It really does. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, as far as Chad Cho, I mean that's a Manatee High, okay, pride never dies individual, and he doesn't have anyone running against him, and probably won't. To be honest with you, he's already been in there, in the family and everybody. But Chad has done a real good job. Jonathan Mullins, Jonathan Mullins, you know, I've had an opportunity, and maybe you have also, Misty, to connect with him, you know, one or two times from Kiwanis. I do know that he helped me and Coach Shannon in the on the veterans meeting. So I'm expecting some good things. I don't know the other candidate, but here's what I will say: to want to give back, you know, in this particular area, and make sure that education is at the forefront and things are going in the right direction. I commend each and every candidate. The District Two, the District Two candidates are the ones that's going to be very, very, very interesting because you have an incumbent, you have an experience, and then you have a product. You have the incumbent, you have experience, and you have a product of District 2. And I think that's going to be very, very interesting race to watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, before Misty wraps us up, I'm going to be the one to say it, guys, and tell the audience. Remember, there's a lot going on behind the scenes during this season. A lot. Things you would never think of. Positioning, things happen to candidates. You see a candidate withdraw, you wonder why. Did somebody force them to withdraw? Was something going to be said about them? I'm just going to say it because it happens all the time. I never thought was like that until I got deeper into government and then realized out in the public sector, you know, how important it is for even positions in the school board to be leaning certain ways. So, this is why this year we're going to spend so much time making sure that you personally, you citizen, have the opportunity to know where to find the information, where to reach candidates yourself, watch their financial status, and then make your most informed decision. Because it's not good to just show up on primary day and decide while you're standing there if they haven't have anything beside their name or nothing who you're going to vote for. So just remember, we're going to help you. We're going to bring some experts on that are going to help all of us really watch these things. So, Missy, I'm going to turn it over to you to close us out.
Amen to that. Great comments, Sherry. Thank you. And yes, we'll keep you all informed on these races, and we're going to periodically announce, what we find throughout the campaigns. Thanks for watching today's show. And we're always open to suggestions that matter to you. We encourage you to follow us on Facebook. You can find us at our website, The Big Picture Manatee. We are easy to find with just a Google search. I think you can find all of our cell phone numbers. So please reach out, let us know what you want to hear, and share with your friends because an electorate that knows what's happening is going to have the best representation. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks
Thank,
for
thanks for watching. See ya.